Okay. Oh my gosh, we're already on our second to last card and we only have 16 mushrooms, not even 18. No. Okay. Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tia here, and in today's video, we'll be doing a solo playthrough of Bolets, a 9-card print and play game from designer Olga Ortiz. During the playthrough, I will give a tutorial about how the game is played, and be sure you stick around for the end of the video where I share with you how you can get this game for free and my thoughts about the game in general. But without further ado, let's get started. So here's a game of Bolets set up and ready to play. Over the course of the game, we are going to be overlapping our wall cards into our map in order to create a path to grandmother's house. Along the path, we'll be trying to avoid those pesky crows, collecting heart flowers for life points, and of course, collecting as many mushrooms as we can to bring to grandmother so she can make us her famous mushroom stew. For setup, we'll start by placing out the tracking card. You need 3 cubes, one on life, which will be starting at 3, visible crows, which will start at 0, and mushroom points, which will also start at 0. Then we are going to place the cottage card aside and shuffle up the 8 cards. You'll place 1 out as your starting map card, and the rest will be placed on top as wall cards. You'll also need 6 cubes of the same color for your red stones and 2 cubes of the same color for your yellow stones. If you so choose, you can also laminate or sleeve the game, in which case you will need a marker for marking out your path. We'll then draw our first wall card off the top of the deck, and we're going to place it onto our map. When placing wall cards onto the map, there are a couple things that you have to keep in mind. Number one of the open doors has to connect onto the previously played map card. Number 2, you are not allowed to at any point cover up any rocks, either drawn on or placed with your cubes. And number 3, you are not allowed to cover up any previously traced paths. Once you place your wall card, you are going to trace a path from the starting door, and you'll go and move in straight lines until you hit an obstacle, such as a stone, a wall, or a door. You'll bounce around until you end up in front of one of the doors that is connected onto the next card. At that point, you can stop even if there's not an obstacle blocking you and enter the next door. After tracing your path, you're going to go ahead and adjust your card. For each heart flower icon that you trace over, you are going to get a life point. You can collect up to a total of 5 life points at any given time. For each crow that you trace over, you will lose 1 life point, but that crow will be considered defeated. For each red mushroom, you'll gain 1 mushroom point, and each blue mushroom is special and will grant you 3 mushroom points. Once you have done that, you are going to count the number of visible crows out on the board. Visible crows mean that they are not covered by another card, by your path, or by one of the rocks that you can obtain later in the game. If the number of visible crows is 3 or 4, you will lose 1 life point. But if the number of visible crows ever is at 5 or greater, you outright lose the game. Another way you can lose the game is by ever dipping below 1 life point. As you gain mushroom points, you'll also be getting these special red rocks for every 4 mushrooms. These can be placed freely out on the board and be used as obstacles to bounce off of or to cover up crows. The yellow rocks will work very similarly, except you will have to deduce 1 life point for each yellow rock. The last little thing are these logs. These are locked doors. If you ever want to enter through a locked door, you would have to have collected at least 2 mushroom points on the previous map card. And that's all we need to know to get started playing. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first map and wall card here. I'm already seeing a lot of juicy stuff. We have a life point, we have a crow we need to cover, and 3 potential mushrooms we could get. Let's see what we can do. And our next card even has a blue mushroom. So I'm wondering if we start at this door, we can trace our way down and around, maybe bounce into this life point somehow. Or we could hedge our bets and just get rid of the crow altogether. We could also start by going up this way and getting this mushroom, which might be nice. But I think we'll go ahead and save ourselves the trouble and just collect the 2 mushrooms for now, unfortunately. But we also want to set ourselves up for this blue mushroom if possible. And I'm not seeing a great way that we can do that. So perhaps we'll just start with that and see how things go. So we're going to start at our first door right over here. And we're going to trace our way down to collect 1 mushroom, 2 mushrooms, and then we are going to stop at this door and enter to our next card. I'm going to adjust my mushroom points to 2. And we're halfway to our first red rock. We'll draw our next wall card here. Now we have to see if we can get this blue mushroom. That would honestly be really, really good. We can't place over a rock, which is unfortunate. And we probably could have planned that better had we rotated this card and entered through a different door. But we'll see what we can do. Ooh, and there's only one visible crow. So luckily we don't lose life points. All right, so perhaps we can cover that crow up in some sort of fashion and bounce off. If I can place a door here. Oh, okay. This will be good because we won't be... Oh, but there's a stone over here. Oh, no. Well, we could place it here instead, and then we should be fine. All right, so here we are going to go all the way here. You'll notice that there's a door, but doors can act as walls as well. Trace up. We're going to collect 3 mushrooms, bounce off this stone this way. Notice that I did not recross over my path, so that is okay. And then we're going to go up and through this door. Okay, so we have a total of 3 more mushrooms, bringing it to 5, and we have our first red rock that we can use. All right, moving right along, we only have 5 mushrooms so far, and I feel like we need more, and 2 visible crows. Don't forget the crows. All right, so we definitely want to get rid of some of those if we can. Let's see, if we go this way, maybe we can bounce around using our rock potentially, or some other tools, because we have another crow coming up. So, oh, this is tricky. If we bounce this way, we could get the crows and the mushrooms. Ooh, and then maybe we can bounce back around here and go through this door. Okay, I think that will work. So we're going to go here. I'm going to place my red rock here. No, I'm going to place my red rock here, and we're going to go up, bounce off this wall that we just placed, gain a mushroom, gain a crow, a mushroom, a life point, a mushroom, and we'll go down here. Again, because this is an open door, we can choose to stop at this particular square and go in. So we collected 3 mushrooms, 1, 2, 3, which gives us our second red rock, since we now have 8. We also went over a crow, which decreases our life by 1, but we got a heart flower, which brings it back up to 3. And we only have 1 visible crow at this time, which is pretty cool. And we're lined up to get a blue mushroom, which is great. All right, moving right along. Maybe we can just cover this crow like so. And ooh, if we even do this, we could go up, around, down, and get all of those mushrooms. I love it. Okay, we're gonna go up here, use this open door as a wall to bounce off of. Down, around, up, over, and in front of this door. So we collected 5 mushrooms for a total of 13. We get another red rock since we crossed another multiple of 4. And this is super cool because it's a locked door. We need at least 2 mushrooms on the previous card. We got 5. It's no big deal. All right, and I'm going to very carefully slide these down here so they're in focus for our camera. We can continue traveling northwards to Grandma's cottage, apparently. Up orientation is always north. I think we've had this discussion before, but in case you're not aware, this is how cardinal directions work. All right, we have 2 crows. And what are we going to do with those? Ooh, and there are 2 crows on this card as well, so we really need to mitigate that. Otherwise, we will lose a life point if 3 or 4 of them are visible. Let's see what we can do. And we collect lots of mushrooms. We go this way. Ooh, if we go here, we would dead end, and that would not be good. Maybe we can go like this and bounce. Nope, because then we would bounce right back into our previous line, which is not good. Maybe we can go up and kill this crow, or do something like this instead, where we go down, around. We can put a rock here, and that's not great. We could use both rocks to get 2 and nothing else. Not ideal. What if we do this instead and go down and go up and get that? So the life point and the crow would negate each other out. We would get 2 mushrooms, which is enough to go through the locked door, and we would only have to use 1 rock. I suppose that would be adequate. Oh, Oh, actually, if we put our other rock here, we could get that third mushroom. I'm wondering if we should save it though or not. I mean, we do have our 2 yellow rocks that we can get at any time as long as our life doesn't drop too low. So maybe we'll just do it. There are only a limited number of mushrooms, obviously, and we want to get as many as we can. So going down, we get a life point, a mushroom, we kill the crow, get another mushroom, and here we'll stop in front of the door for a total of 3 mushrooms. 1, 2, 3, we get a red rock back. We got a life point, 4, but then we killed a crow, 3, and we have 2 visible crows, which does not decrease our life points. Okay, oh my gosh, we're already on our second to last card, and we only have 16 mushrooms, not even 18. No, okay, it's fine. Nobody panic, everything's okay. But look, all these mushrooms are on the edges, so as long as we can place this card to where we can go boom, 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 then we should be able to get everything, and everybody will be happy. Can we do that though? Let's see. We place this here potentially. Boom, 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 and then we can go boom. There's a crow. Maybe if we put it here, then we would bounce down, but then there's that life point and we would go into our own. Maybe we need to use one of our yellow rocks, I think. So I'm gonna grab one of those. And unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to cover up this heart point. And then we'll kill that crow, which will bring us down to 1 life. But I think we'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Let's see how that works out. So we have mushroom, 2, 3 mushroom, moving right along. Killing the crow. I mean, are we even allowed to say that word on YouTube? Sorry. Deleting the crow. Excuse me. We have 3, 1, 2, 3, for a total of 19 mushrooms. We have 1 visible crow. We killed the crow, which brings us down to 1 life point. I'm sorry, deleted the crow, which brings us down to 1 life point. All right, and then we have our final Granny's Cottage. I see a juicy 3 mushroom. We really got to get all these mushrooms, I think. So we are going to 3, 4, 5 around, stopping in front of the door, going to grandmother's cottage, total of 5 mushrooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which brings us to 24. We get our last 2 red rocks. Not that that really matters. So our final score is 24 mushrooms. An excellent score would be 25 or more. So we are in the second category, and it says grandma is very proud and the cake turned out delicious. Wait, cake? I thought she was making soup. Ugh. So there you have it. That is a playthrough of Bolets. I originally downloaded this game off Print and Play Arcade because it was free and it had really cute art. And I thought, you know what? The investment is very minimal here. $0, 1 sheet of paper double-sided for the 9 cards. What could go wrong? But as I made the build, I started to get more and more excited about the potential of the game. And once I read the rules and saw what it was actually about, freaking slidey puzzles, like, oh my gosh, yes, I was in love. And I have to say that my first and many playthroughs since then have not disappointed. The more I play this game, the more I fall in love with it. And I think this is such a great example of how you can get a big game feel in a small game package with little investment in terms of learning rules, with little investment in terms of resources and money and time and effort. And it's quick to play, it's super satisfying. And you might think that a game that is condensed down to 9 cards, if you take away the life tracker and the cottage card, which just has the 4 entrances, it's really the bulk of the game is just 7 cards. But there is so much replayability with the double-sided cards, the order that they come out in every game, and especially the freaking little rocks. The fact that you can use those yellow stones at any point, even during your first turn on that first card, really vary it up. As I understand it, Olga is currently working on an 18-card 2-player variant, and I'm very excited to try that. But even without that, I think that just playing 2 sets of the solo game and putting the cards in order, having people go head-to-head, the best decisions are not always obvious. Timing is really important. The kind of push your luck with the crows and the life points is really important. And do you go for more mushrooms or do you play the safe route? I think that even if you had 2 people side by side playing this game in the same order cards, you would have a different outcome most of the time. And as many of you probably know, I am absolutely astonished with any designer who can not only make such a succinct and enjoyable game, but who also has the artistic vision and skill and talent to create the actual artwork and graphic design for a game. I mean, hello, could you ask for anything more? I think this is such a great game. I really feel like it's a game that deserves to have so many more eyes on it. Even if you're not a solo gamer, even if you're not someone who's ever made a print and play in your life, this is such a great place to start. It's so easy to get into. There are so many workarounds for how you can make this build in a very low cost way. And it just makes such a cool game, very accessible to a wide range of people. So if you haven't already during the course of this video, make sure you download Bolets on boardgamegeek.com or on pnparcade.com and make your build, play it, rate it, favorite it, share it on social media, tell all your friends about it. Again, I just feel like this is a game that could be so fun to have on hand for so many different people. I don't normally do a big call to action like this, but games like Bolets are the games that just excite me so much about this hobby. So in case it's unclear, I'm absolutely obsessed with this game and definitely recommend that you check it out as soon as possible. That's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button down below. It really helps to spread the video out to more people. And if there was ever a game on this channel that deserved more eyes on it, it is this one. This is not sponsored. This is just pure bliss and appreciation for designers who make such fantastic games and make them for free, make them accessible to literally anybody on the face of the planet. Like, you don't even have to have a printer. You could just draw out the card. Like, I just really feel like this is such a cool game that so many people could enjoy. So if you feel the same, click the like button. And if you want to stick around for a community of people who appreciates games like that, definitely subscribe down below for more board game goodness, and leave a comment about some of your other favorite print and plays that I should check out and potentially feature on this channel that deserve more love and deserve more eyes on them. Thank you as always for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye. Boom, 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 boom.